In this video, we are going to kind of introduce matrix multiplication, but here we're not even really going to multiply any matrices. We're going to do the background work. What I mean by that is there's some questions we have to ask ourselves before we can even determine if two matrices can be multiplied. And so I've gotten two matrices. I've got matrix A here and matrix B here. And so we want to see, can the product AB be calculated? And what would the dimension of the product be? What would be the size of the matrix? Because two matrices don't necessarily have to have the same dimension for us to multiply them. For to add and subtract them, they have to be exactly the same. If this was a 3 by 2, then this would have to be a 3 by 2. But that's not really what we're dealing with here. Okay? And so, as I look right here, our matrix A, and I'm just going to write it, we have 3 rows and we have 2 columns. So what I have is I have a 3 by 2 matrix. And over here, it looks like we have 2 rows, but we have 4 columns. So here we have a 2 by 4 matrix. Now, if I'm multiplying these, here's how we can tell if we can multiply them. What I do is I look at these two, and since those are the same, yes, we can multiply. And I'm kind of running out of room, but then what this number, and then I take the outside numbers from the number of rows in my first matrix and the number of columns in my second matrix, and that's going to be the size of the resultant matrix. In other words, after I multiply these, my answer matrix will be a 3 by 4. Okay? So let's play the same game down here. Let's see if we can find the product of BA. Okay, so first we got to figure out, can BA be calculated and what is the dimension of BA? And so, just like last time, I have a 2 by 4 here. And then this matrix is a 3 by 2 because you got the 3 rows and the 2 columns. Now, as I look right here, since these two numbers are not the same, since 4 is not the same as 3, no, we cannot multiply. So the second question, what is the dimension of BA, is kind of irrelevant because I can't look at these to figure out what the size of the answer matrix would be when I can't multiply them at all. And so the moral of the story is I just want to write out the dimension of each of my matrices. I have a 3 by 2 and I have a 2 by 4 right here. Since the number of columns of the first matrix matches the number of rows of the second matrix, yes, we can multiply them. And then we look at the outside two numbers to get our dimension. But if those inside two numbers don't match, then we can't multiply that matrix at all, and we might as well just stop right there.